BNAI. What is that one doing? BNAI trying to climb up. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The market's so bad it's making me cry. Oh my gosh. Don't cry, it'll get better. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Well, it's been pretty slow for news this morning, hasn't it? We didn't get anything at 7 o'clock in terms of news. We didn't get anything at 7:30. A lot of press releases, but nothing we can use. They're all pretty just junk press releases. So far, been pretty lame. Now, we have had a couple of nice runners in early pre-market this morning. There was a couple of stocks that did really, really well this morning. So, early pre-market wasn't bad. I'm sick. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, I'm doing all right, Kelly. Just under the weather, not feeling good. JC, yeah, I do trade an early morning pre-market sometimes if there's something really good running. I'm fighting it. Carrie, good morning. Pineapple Financial's trying to push back up. Nice run on SLGB this morning. Jeff Brand's trying. Yeah, if there's something moving in early pre-market, there's usually people in Discord talking about it. Most of the time. I don't poke in there very often, especially if I'm trying to trade. A little hard to focus on trading and do well at it and hang out in Discord at the same time. What's going on here? Well, we're looking for news in pre-market trading. We didn't get anything at 7. We didn't get anything at 7:30. I'm hoping 8 o'clock does a little bit better. Can you send the Discord link? Yeah, absolutely. Hang on just a minute. Let me pull that up for you. Uh, Here you go. Trying Ryan. There's the Discord link. I just posted it on Zoom there. That should take you in there. Discord, Momo. All right. We've got about 9 minutes, 8 minutes, and we'll get the 8 o'clock press releases. Let's look at SLGB again. It's trying. Vero is going to be released at 8 o'clock. VERO. That one is halted right now. It was pending news. And we got the news. And the news is it's being delisted. They're voluntarily delisting from NASDAQ. Press release says the company board of directors has determined that the cost associated with staying listed on NASDAQ is not benefiting the company to be listed. It's not cost effective for the company. They're trying to turn things around financially, and that added burden of cost is not helping. So they voluntarily are delisting. So I would suspect when that releases at 8 o'clock, if that's when it releases, that it's going to drop. That's just a guess. I don't know that for sure. But I be my guess that most retail traders are going to jump ship. Pineapple Financial, PAPL, trying to push back up. Yeah, good morning, Scott. Well, Steve, it's going to be up to each and every investor to close out their positions. So people that have shares of that are no doubt going to be selling, get their money back out of it. But it's going to continue to be listed. The last trading day for that stock is February 6th. So there's plenty of time to trade the stock. But that's going to be the last day of trading. It says on or about February 6th. So it could be a day before that or maybe a day after that. But it says on or about February 6th. So if you're in it right now and you see it dropping, you know why it's dropping, because they've delisting. Now it could get what they call, like you guys have all heard of the bankruptcy bounce. It could get something like that where it could bounce a little bit, but I wouldn't try to play that way. I mentioned earlier, if it was my money in Vero, I probably, knowing that they're going to be delisting, what's the point? I would just sell and get out of it and move on to something else. But I certainly wouldn't stay in it hoping that it was going to climb up and start running crazy. But the way this market is, anything can happen. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Fighting off sinus issues, as you can tell. I got the sniffles and runny nose and watery eyes and the whole allergy thing going on. Boxel still trying to push up. BOXL. SLGB up way over 200% this morning. Like I said, early pre-market from 4 o'clock on, when pre-market opened up, there was a couple of really good runners out there this morning before 7 o'clock. There was several good runs on stocks. But since 7 o'clock, there really hasn't been anything on news. 7 o'clock gave us nothing. 7:30 gave us nothing. It's been slow. But maybe 8 o'clock will throw something out there real nice for us. Palais, I had or have Bazinga Pro, and it's pretty good. There's a lot of features in Bazinga Pro that are very helpful. A lot of charts, a lot of information. It's pretty good for news too, if you want news press releases. I just don't like the way it's laid out. I don't like the format that they have their press release scanner. I don't like the way it's laid out. It's hard to read it quickly. Like, just have your eyes scan it real quick and see what's happening. They don't have it set up ideally, in my opinion, but it's pretty good for news. But if you're getting Bazinga Pro and you're getting it just for the news, there are better ways of getting it, in my opinion. Cheaper ways of getting better news. But they have a lot of other features that are really, really helpful. A lot of scanners, a lot of different kinds of scanners. So in that sense, if you're not just using it for news, it's not bad. It's a little bit steep though. I think it was I think it was 170 bucks, $175 a month, unless you get a discount. There's some discounts out there online. Sometimes you can get a 50% discount on it. Boxel really moving up nice. BOXL moving up pretty nicely here. It's up 98%. 100%. We just hit 100% on BOXL this morning. Chawi says he has a $39 a month plan. So that's nice. All right, let's see what 8 o'clock's going to throw out here. Remember, at 8 o'clock, you're going to get some wild swings on those candles. Don't pay attention to those. AQMS and 6K Energy execute a multi-year supply agreement for domestic battery materials. AQMS. SCYX receives FDA qualified infectious disease product and fast track designation. SCYX. Certified. PAVM microfloat. PAVM awarded a U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs contract for their product called EasyGuard, EzoGuard. It's on PAVM. It's a microfloat. Goro, Goro. That one's moving up a little bit. It's up about 22%, I think. Serve. Ego. SYCX. Hopefully everybody went over and looked at PAVM, that microfloat. JG got Vero from 2 to 233. Nice. Goro, MSM, QR, let's see, PA, Voxel. That was it. That's all that's popped up so far. Let's take a look at PAVM. It's the microfloat. Let's see what it's doing. So we got that big initial spike on the news, then the pullback. SCYX all over the place. AQMS all over the place. John got AQMS from 713 to 825. Oh, that was quick. We're going to try PAVM. See if that microfloat will work in our favor. Remember, those candles are going to be swinging pretty wild here at 8 o'clock. Big spikes up, big spikes down. Don't pay any attention to that. It's just noise. Look at the current bid price and ask price. That'll tell you where the stock's at. So we're going to try this PAVM. I want to see if I can get that microfloat to work in my favor. Excuse me. I'm sick. Woo! Not good, not good. Morning, only Ricky. Good morning. All right, let's look at AQMS. MS. AQMS has a 2.7 million public float, so that's not a bad float at all. That's a really good float. That SCYX, that one's got 33 million. I'm kind of holding out here for PAVM. See if that thing will bounce for us. But we'll keep a tight leash on it just in case. Don't want it to get away from us. Let's take a look at Boxel again. BOXL. Still climbing up nice. AQMS trying to climb back up over 8. PAPL climbed back up. It's trying. It's hanging in there pretty good. Oh my gosh. I am miserable. I need something, Gary. Bob got Vero from 198 to 225. Come on, PAVM. That's the one I'm hoping for. That's the one I'm hoping rips right up to about $9. It's got a 619,000 public float. So it's got a really, really small float, and I hope that works in our favor. There's some internet chatter out there on NAC. Let's take a look at NAC. I haven't looked at NAC in a long time. Where's that at now? It's still up. It's in the 2s. Huh. I'll be darned. That was such a good buy. Come on, PAVM. Push, push, push. Looking for a big run on that one. Yeah, I need to call it a morning pretty soon, I think. I'm fighting it. Come on. We need some more buying going on here on PAVM. We don't have much volume here. There's only 85,000 shares traded. That's not a lot. But once it starts moving, that you'll see that volume go crazy. Once it starts moving. Once it starts moving, man, that volume will pour in. That's assuming that it does move. We can hope. We'll hope. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Yeah, Mark needs to step in there, buy up about 50,000 shares, get the ball rolling. Once that ball gets rolling on that stock, it'll go. But volume is very light, very light. PAVM, bouncing all over the place. There's no volume on the stock, so it's not a big, huge volume stock or anything like that. But it's a micro float stock. It has 619,000 public float, so it's got a really, really small float. And if we can get it to get going, get a little push to get it going up, FOMO will kick in, and you get a bunch of people jumping into it trying to ride that up because of that low float. That's when the volume will start pouring in. But until then, it's just floating sideways. It's not really doing anything. But they did have a press release out this morning, so I'm counting on the fact that there's a press release. It's a micro float. It's a good news. So they just went through a reverse split on January 2nd, which is why they have such a low float right now. They did a 1-for-30 reverse split. Yeah, we'll see. Let's take a look at Pineapple Energy, PAPL, still pushing up. Hoth, HOTH, secures major international patent milestone for the HT-KIT cancer program, strengthening global oncology IP position. HOTH, Hoth, 14 million public float. Now let's go back and look at Vero. Vero is down around 207. Don't let those big spiky candles fool you. Look at the bid price and the ask price. Don't pay attention to that candle. Hoth is up about 15%. Boxel starting to get pulled down. LSTA, yeah, not really going anywhere. It's not getting much volume. PAVM, come on, baby. Come on. Nothing on the 8 o'clock press releases. It's looking too terribly exciting. PAVM is trying. I'm telling you, if we get a bump on that thing, somebody comes in, hits that thing hard, hits that ask price hard, and it spikes, the volume's going to take off. Because everybody and his brother is going to be trying to jump into that stock if it starts moving. $760, $772, $780, $790, $830. What did I tell you? Boom. What did I tell you? When they spike, man, when they go quick. 830, 850, 890, 972. Wow. How many of you went and looked at it? How many of you paid attention? How many of you? This thing was sitting down low for quite a long time. Gave everybody an opportunity to get in the low sevens. You'd be up over $2 a share right now. And I said, if we get 100% runner on a press release, I'm going to put my hat, I'm going to get my Panama Jack hat on here. 9, 10, 16. Kaboom. Tornado 777 to 932. Lynn 7 to 901. Beautifully done. 740 to 10 for Suzanne. Salim 7 to 899. JT 750 to 10. Elwood 699 to 970. Ted got in at 735 in holding. We just hit 1151, 1173. We're up 80% now. I hope you guys are paying attention. Kathy, $7 to $10. Nicely done. Mike Berry, 737 to 915. He says, boom. Look at that. 1255, 1261. We're up 123% on that mention. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeehaw. Good gravy. We called it. We called it. Boy, that brightened me right up. Good heavens. What a run. What a beauty. We hit 1512. From the low sevens. Everybody should have made a buttload on that one. That's an official stock term. That one made me feel pretty, that's for sure. Yeah, that'll get rid of the cold real quick. What a beauty. That thing went sideways in the low sevens from like $7 to 7.15 for from 8 o'clock until 8:15, 8:16. So about 15 minutes that thing went sideways before it decided to go. I told you, if it got a little bit of volume and it started to move a little bit, the FOMO would kick in and people would go crazy on it. 906 to 1381. Ted, 735 to 1315. Nice. Tim, 738 to 1116. You guys did good. You did really good. Oh my gosh. You guys did really, really well. Lance, 715 to 1450. That's 100% ROI. 100%. Just doubled his money. Love it. All right. We are going to head over to YouTube. If you'd like to join us on YouTube for the 8:30 and the 9 o'clock press releases, you'll need to pop over to YouTube, look up Traveling Trade Adventures. Traveling Trade Adventures on YouTube. That's where we'll be for the 8:30 and the 9 o'clock press releases. So I hope you guys did good on PAVM. Hopefully you made a little profit on that one, paid attention, and made some good money. I know the Wolfpack did. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning on TikTok at 7:45, just like this morning. And keep them green. And remember, it damn sure beats punching the clock. I made 1 penny. You see that? I made 1 penny. Woo! Well, that'll fix the cold, won't it? Oh my God. Tracy, 7:30 to 1450. Beautifully done. Oh my God. Tracy, that's almost 100%. Just shy of 100%. That's really amazing. 90% out for Terry from 733 to $15. Terry, great trade. Beautiful trade. Super Mario, $7.20 to $14.33. That's a good trade. Super Mario, you did amazing on that one. Amazing. Yeah, I made a penny today on TikTok doing my live stream, and I made 0 yesterday. So that's 100% improvement. I doubled my money. Victoria, good morning. No, I am not feeling any better than I did yesterday. That is for sure. Not even a little bit. Oh my gosh. What a beaut. What a beautiful, beautiful trade. Jason, 750 to 1409. What a beautiful trade. My gosh. You guys see what I'm talking about with micro floats? When they have some decent news on them with a micro float, they can go crazy. Never, never take your eyes off a micro float when it's got news on it. Even just average news. They just have the ability to go crazy. Bob got round 2 on PAVM from 1325 to 1465. Still scalping money off of it. Has a 619,000 public float. Ahmad. According to scans, that's what it has. 619,000. Look at the volume now, 4.9 million. And it was not even close to that when we bought into it. Wasn't even close. William, 733 to 1428. Great trade, William. Beautiful. Boy, that'd get the adrenaline running. Good job, William. My gosh. That's a nice little chunk of money, isn't it, William? It's not even 8:30 in the morning yet, and you've already pocketed that much. That's more than a week's worth of wages for a lot of people. Always keep that into perspective. That's a lot of money. Call it, the volume is at 17K. Yeah, I told you once it starts moving, the volume just goes crazy because everybody sees it moving. Everybody FOMOs. Everybody knows that it's a micro float, or I assume most do, and they know what can happen. So they jump in because they want a piece of it before it really gets going. I'll donate my earnings for that hat to come off. Oh gosh, you guys are brutal. You guys are brutal, man. All right, here's 8:30. Let's see what pops up here at 8:30. NRSN awarded a U.S. patent for a treatment in Alzheimer's disease. NRSN. NIVF, another microfloat. NIVF. Appoints award-winning Web3 leader Joshua Chu to spearhead tokenization strategy and formally engages Evident Capital to launch up to $30 million in tokenized bonds by Q1, outlining their 2026 value catalysts. That's on NIVF, which is a micro float. Scans has them listed as 430,000 public float. Reverb, REVB, reaches an agreement with the FDA on Gemini approval pathway for their AKI. Single phase 2 study. REVB. Carrie, you have a great day. Oh, my God. So let's take a look at NIVF. Looks like it's going to be a slow starter, if it goes at all. Let me see. No, they wouldn't have done. I wonder if they've done a offering recently. They did a reverse split back on December 1st, a 1-for-5 reverse split. And the stock's been dragged down into the dirt ever since. So it's a cheap stock with a really small float. But it's not getting bought up. It's not getting the volume I thought it might. PAVM at 1486. We're holding tight. Bob, round 3 on PAVM, 1220 to 1376. Bob is scalping that thing to nothing there. That's great. Look at that, 1577 on PAVM. We're up 132%. 135%. I'm keeping an eye on NIVF. Now, there's a big difference in the news between that PAVM that we had in this NIVF. PAVM is a press release that indicates increased revenue for the company. The press release on NIVF is simply information. They've hired someone to spearhead their tokenization strategy. Doesn't mean they're going to make any money on that. It doesn't mean that they've got this big contract. So it's just news. It's good news for the company, but it's not the kind of news that indicates that they're going to be generating any kind of guaranteed revenue off of it. So that's a big difference in news. But it's not bad news. And because it's a micro float, we have to pay attention to it. And the same thing will happen on this one. If it starts to move up and it starts to get some volume, if that float is correct, 430,000, it will pop significantly. The big if, it starts to get some movement because of volume. It's got to start moving. Once it starts going, FOMO will kick in and retail will be all over it. But if it doesn't get any momentum and it's not going anywhere, nobody's going to touch it and it's not going to move. And so at this point, I'm just watching it, not buying into it. Up 140% on PAVM. $3 a share. That's really good, Kathy. It's pretty amazing. Thank you, Pinky. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button on Traveling Trade Adventures. I do appreciate it very much. I said if we got a press release that ran 100% for us, I'd put my Panama Jack hat on. Terry's up 106% on PAVM. Feels good, don't it, Terry? Those trades feel good. Beam, BEEM, announces largest residential sale of EV ARC systems. $18 million public float. I'm ordering a wolf hat. I'm going to wear a wolf hat in the future. Whole account is up 28%. And that feels good. I went in a little heavy. I felt good about it. Good, good, good. That's nice when that account starts. Scott, no, not really. I don't. As you can see on my charts here, all I have is volume. I don't really use VWAP much. I don't use a lot of indicators. Some people swear by them. They really do, and that's fine. I don't use them a lot. Got a few more press releases popping in here. Looks like class action lawsuits. Wondering if PAVM will shoot up to 20 today. What do you guys think? She might. She might. I don't know. PAVM could push up. We look at the 6-month chart. Now, remember, these numbers back here, that's adjusted for the split. So where it says, like right in here, in this area here, it shows that it was at like $17.50. That's after the split. So it was actually probably, maybe $9. But after the split, everything goes up on the chart and all the history of the chart. So it looks like it was way up. But just based on post-split numbers, it's not unusual for this stock to be up in the $20 range. You can see here, it was in the $20 range right in here for quite some time. 4 months, 5 months. So again, of course, that's, post-split numbers, but so I don't know. We'll hold on and see. We shall see. We've been getting press releases at 8:45. Most of the time they are class action lawsuits. Most of the time. With occasionally one good one thrown in there. So we've got about a minute here. And we'll see if something at 8:45 pops up. If not, then we've got 9 o'clock. Perhaps something will pop at 9 o'clock. And I think right after the 9 o'clock press releases, I think I'm going to bid you farewell. I'm struggling. May not look like it, but I'm struggling. This is getting the best of me. Taking everything I got to stay in the game here. But I'll be back on again at 4 o'clock this afternoon for after hours. Might get a press release in after hours we can use. So I'll be on Zoom at 4 o'clock. If you can make it. If not, I'll see you again in the morning. Remember, the scanner, the pre-market scanner, will be up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Zoom. So if you want to jump in and take a look at it, you're more than welcome. AREC is going to mint world's first utility token for critical minerals. 845 didn't give us anything. We got, excuse me, GVH microfloat, according to scans. Looks like we have some insider institutional purchasing. Looks like 211,000 shares. Holding out here on PAVM. So nothing at 8:45, but we've got 9 o'clock. So I'm going to do the 9 o'clock press releases, and then I'm going to say farewell for the morning. My head is just full and pounding, just pounding. Whew. My, oh my. Don, you have a great morning. Oh my goodness. Looks like PAVM's getting pulled down just a little bit. Still up 100%. Good heavens. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Got 10 minutes. Yeah, I might have to do some tequila shots. Tequila shots might do it. You never know. It'll do something. Vero is getting drop. I told you. My guess was that it was going to drop. And it sure as hell did, didn't it? That's a rough play right there. IINN says they have advanced to the final governmental budgetary validation procedures for a previously announced binding purchase order. So they apparently got a $22 million and a $27 million binding purchase order, but they have to go through a government approval system. And they said they have advanced to the final process, the final procedure. And that's a 27 million public float. AQMS climbing up again. BNAI coming down. LSTI going sideways. SLGB pushing back up. Vero getting pulled into the dirt. Boxel not really doing anything. PAVM's getting pulled down. I think I can stick with it for another 8 minutes. But when your eyes are watering and burning, the light doesn't help. The light really makes your eyes burn. Oh. Robert, you have a great day. Well, we managed to pull a pretty good one out of the PAVM there. That really helped a lot. Yeah, it could be the flu. I don't have a fever or anything like that at all. I feel great. I mean, I feel physically great. I don't feel sick in that sense. It's just my head is so clogged up and running and itchy, watery eyes. Typical allergy, really bad allergy attack. Level 2, there's a green and red line. Hollywood, you talking about the horizontal lines that move in and out like this on the level 2? That's just a representation of how many orders there are in the system on the sell side and on the ask side. If there's very few orders, that line's going to be very small. If all of a sudden at a certain price point, there's 100,000 orders, or on the bid side, that line will all of a sudden get really huge. So it's just a visual representation, 10, 20, 30, 100,000, the line gets bigger as the order sizes increase. So you're seeing the lines going in and out on both sides, telling you how many. It's just a visual representation of a number, 0 to 10,000 or whatever. Thank you, Steve. So if the line is real small, that means there's not very many orders there on the bid side or the ask side. But if all of a sudden the line gets really huge, I mean there's a lot of orders at that price, either on the bid or the ask side, depending on which side the line is on. PAVM starting to curl back up again. Voxel not doing anything. Vero not doing anything. LSTA going sideways. SLGB hanging pretty tough. Wondering if that PAVM is going to hit 20. Yeah, it could be a sinus infection. Could be for my CPAP. I'm one of those people that use a CPAP machine. And if you don't keep the filters changed and everything clean, you can get infection. You can get like a sinus infection. So that could be what caused it. That's probably the likely culprit, along with the change in the weather, obviously. PAVM wondering about $20 today. I'm going to guess maybe $19.20. Woke you up more than it helped. Mine did too. When I first started using a CPAP, I had a heck of a time with it. I couldn't sleep with that thing on my face for nothing. I mean, it felt like it hindered me sleeping more than it helped. And it took me over a year, honestly, over a year to get used to it. And now I sleep pretty good with it. But takes a while. IMSR, Terrestrial Energy Company. Going up a little bit. IMSR. Apparently, Trump mentioned he's very much into the world of nuclear energy in his press conference. So could be that some of these companies that are nuclear energy related, some of those stocks could be going up. That sector might get a push on that news. So keep an eye on those. Yeah, I have an APAP machine. It's not a CPAP, it's an APAP. SKYX launches at U.S. leading retailer Lowe's of its ceiling plug-and-play Skyfan and turbo heater. SKYX having their product at Lowe's now. SKYX. X as in X-ray. Has a 69 million public float, so it's got a pretty high float. There's no volume on the stock. 6,000 shares traded, so I would be very careful with that. Looks like PAVE is trying to push back up over 14 again. Oh, gosh. Nine o'clock didn't give us anything. Nothing from the 9 o'clock press releases is moving at all. Back up to 15.20 on PAVE. Now I'm going to hold out and see how close we can get this to 20 before I panic and sell. Before I chicken out. So we'll see. It's up 144% right now. Looks like we had a high earlier of 1586. We'll see if we can break that. Maybe push up to about 16. Looking for 20. 1569. It's up 155%. We just hit 160%. There's 16, 162%. We might get 20 out of it. Bob, round 4 on PAVW from 13.54 to $15. He's really scalping that thing off today. So we just hit 1628, looking for 20. Maybe 21. If it blows through 20 pretty quick, if it gets that high, if it blows through 20, I'm going to hold tight and see if it hits 21. If it hits 21, I'm definitely out. We're up 160%. Steve, round 2 on PAVM from 14.58 to $16. Nice. Up 118% on that last little bit. Good job, Terry. Good job. All right, so there was nothing really at 9 o'clock that's useful at all. So I've got my money on PAVM. We just hit 1650, 1697. We're up 170%. Looking for 20 or someplace really close. And would really like to be out of it before 9:30. Like really, really would like to be out before 9:30. 175%, 178. Kristen, thank you. I'm going to do my best. I hope I start feeling better pretty soon. This is miserable. $168. And I was hoping for a real quick rip up there through 17 to about 1750. And then a slow, steady bump up to about 18. There's 1750 up 185%, 188. $190. There's 18. 192%. $193. Could be a good one. Thank you. This is my 100% runner hat. we get 100% runner. I put the hat on. What a nice climb. Good heavens mighty. $6.49 to 1823. That's a hell of a climb, man. Looking for 20 though. I don't know if we'll get it or not. I might have to. I really like to be out of it before 9:30, and it's about 9:10 now. 20 minutes is plenty of time, but as we approach open, we could get that sell-off approaching open. 197%, 198%, 200%. Oh, shit. $18, $19, $26, $19.74. Come on, you beautiful bastard. Give me 20. Give me 20. Come on. Man, you are so close. 1969. Come on. 19. Come on, pop. Come on. One more pop. Just one. One nice big run spike. Come on, up over 20. Come on. No, not liking this. Reevaluating my position here. Reevaluating the situation. MD foul, round 3, 13-19. That's a nice trade. Very nice trade. JT, 1750 to 1975. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. I've had enough. We got PAVM up over 200%. I'm happy as hell with that. I'm shooting for 20 here. I don't know if it's going to hit 20 or not. It looks like it wants to, but we're getting really close to the market open, and we always see that little sell-off before the market opens. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, having it drop on me. But that's what I'm hoping for. So I'll keep my eye on it. But hoping for 20, or if it pulls back, I'll let it hit a stop loss, a mental stop loss here, and get out. So hopefully it bounces pretty quick here in the next few minutes. I'm hoping. All right. Anyway, if it drops and hits my mental stop loss, I'll be out. I'm up over 100% on it. So I'm perfectly happy with whatever. If it drops down, I'm going to make a nice chunk of change. If it goes to 20, I'll make an even better chunk of change. So hopefully, whichever one comes first, no matter which way it goes, I make at least 100% return. No matter which way it goes. So you guys have a great day. I got to cut you loose here. I got to tend to whatever's going on here. Rime, let me give you this one. RIME secures their first contract expansion of 2026. Looks like they got a $1.6 million contract expansion. RIME. 2 million public float. Terry, no, I haven't. Waiting to see if it'll. Waiting to see. I'm not sure when the new PDT rule starts. I haven't heard any updates on that. Haven't heard any updates on that new rule. All right. You guys have a good day. I'm done. I'll see you guys this afternoon at 4:00. Hopefully feeling better. I've got my mental stop loss ready to go here on PAVM if it drops, or if it goes up to 20, whichever comes first. So have a good one, and I'll see you all this afternoon. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning or this afternoon. Yes, Rhyme